Hey, what's going on YouTube? What's happening, guys? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and probably about a week and a half ago, we made a video talking about how Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, had essentially told employees, a lot of employees were wanting to get political. They were wanting Coinbase to take a political stance on issues going on in the world. And the Coinbase CEO, a lot of credit to him, in my opinion, said, look, we don't really need Coinbase in crypto. We don't really need Coinbase in the workspace. And if you guys have a problem with that, and he didn't single out either side. He didn't single out liberals, conservatives. Obviously, Coinbase is based out of San Francisco. I think it's fair to assume that the employees were wanting to push a more liberal message or a more liberal agenda. But Coinbase CEO was basically like, look, the workplace isn't really the place for political speech. You really shouldn't be using your position at Coinbase to speak on politics on behalf of Coinbase. And if you have an issue with that, you can leave. Well, employees under, I think it was 3 or 4 years, got 3 months severance and COBRA insurance, and employees who were there for over 6 years were going to get 6 months of COBRA insurance and a severance package as well. In the last video, we kind of talked about how the CEO of, or the founder, CEO of Twitter, as well as I believe he also runs Square App and Cash App. Well, man, why is his name slipping my mind? Anyhow, you guys know who I'm talking about. He had was kind of outspoken and said, well, crypto is inherently a political. I don't know if I want to say a political movement. Political speech against the underbanked and against a lot of the problems in the world, and you should be political. My view is keep politics out of the workplace. If you allow, not only is it a huge distraction, but if you allow one side to get political, you have to allow the other side. And we kind of saw that happen, and what a shit show it turned into with Starbucks, where people wanted to wear BLM masks. But if you allow one group, one party to wear BLM masks, then well, now you got to allow the other side to wear Mexican Lives Matter masks. You got to allow someone else to wear All Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, and it just turns into a shit show, right? It's going to cause disruption between employees. It's going to cause disruption between employees and customers. And I was actually kind of surprised to see this. The article today comes to us from Decrypt, and it's titled "Coinbase Loses 5% of the Workforce Over a Political Speech Ban." Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong announced today that 5% of employees have opted for an exit package following the firm's new apolitical mission stance. In brief, so I guess this is kind of summarizing the article, Coinbase lost 5% of its staff over its decision to remain apolitical. CEO Brian Armstrong said the team should focus on its mission of financial inclusion, achievable only by growing Coinbase's profit and revenue. He said that politics may exist in the workplace, but that the firm would not advocate for policies unrelated to crypto. And I think kind of a bigger part of this is first off, if Coinbase did start getting political and being like, oh, we support Biden, we support Black Lives Matter, whatever issue it is, we support abortion, we're against abortion, you're going to wind up pissing off and alienating a good percentage. Maybe some people don't care about these issues, but you're potentially running the risk of alienating or pissing off half of your customer base, which isn't a smart business decision. The other thing about this is, I think everybody involved in crypto, especially people like Brian Armstrong who are running a company, but even people like you and me who are crypto holders, who are would like to see crypto gain more adoption. If it starts getting political, if all the speech going on Bitcoin or crypto, message boards, subreddits, etc., starts being of political nature, well, you're kind of gonna, if you're on the wrong side, you're kind of gonna turn me off, and then, well, fuck, I don't want to be part of crypto. They're all, BLM, or they're all anti-abortion, they're all pro-abortion, whatever it be. It basically winds up knocking a bunch of people out of the crypto community when the one common goal we all have is to drive further crypto adoption. The article goes on to say, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong today announced that 5% of employees, or 60 of the 1,200 who work for the San Francisco-based exchange, opted for an exit package after he said last week that the firm's employees should separate politics from work. More still may leave as the company wraps up discussion with some employees. In a Coinbase blog post today, the contents of which were emailed to employees earlier in the day, Armstrong said he could have done a better job bringing the operations groups and managers along on clarification of our culture so everyone was prepared before it went out to the wider group. Armstrong came under fire from employees in June after he refused to share his views on Black Lives Matter, causing employee walkouts. On September 27th, Armstrong told employees that Coinbase is a mission-focused company. This means its employees should be focused on building the company's cryptocurrency exchange. It also meant that the firm should only advocate for policy around crypto rather than extraneous issues such as healthcare or education, for example. We don't engage here when issues are unrelated in our core mission because we believe impact only comes with focus, he said. Armstrong said that those from minority groups have not taken the exit package in numbers disproportionate to the overall population, and I'm not surprised by that because it sounds like Black Lives Matter is kind of a big part of this. Black Lives Matter is a whole lot more woke uppity white people than it is black people, Mexican people, Afro Caribbean people, Jamaicans, any other group. The people who seem the most outraged, the people who seem to be the biggest part of this movement are white Marxist liberals. So it's not really surprising. Jack Dorsey, that's the name I was trying to think of earlier. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, noted Bitcoin supporter, and I believe his company Square Up just spent 1% of the entire company buying something. I forget how much was it. Was it 50,000 Bitcoin? Anyhow, they spent 1% of all the company's money buying up Bitcoin, which was kind of another interesting story. Maybe we'll do a video on that. He tweeted on September 30th with the rejoinder that crypto is inherently, unavoidably political since it distributes to the masses power usually held by banks or government. Yes, we are okay being political about this one particular area because it relates to our mission, Armstrong said in his email. Armstrong said that employees won't have to pretend politics don't exist and asked them to use good judgment when making sense of this admittedly blurry line. And Coinbase doesn't just stand for profit, he said, but for accomplishing the mission and to keep its employees happy. However, this mission can only be accomplished through growing revenue and profit. While having team members leave is never easy, I think we will emerge as a more aligned company from this, he said. With dissenters gone, survivorship bias may play a helping hand. So, do we have any comments? It doesn't look like we have any comments on this article. But I know we did that video the other week, and some of you guys kind of found that one interesting, so I figured I'd kind of provide another video with kind of the fallout of this, or what kind of happened after, which is Coinbase lost 5% of its employees. I'm kind of surprised to see that happen. I mean, Coinbase, I think it's kind of a cool company to work for, right? Like if you're interested in crypto, if you're involved in the crypto community, being part of a company like Coinbase that's kind of a leader in the space is kind of a cool job to have. If I were a coder or programmer or something like that, I'd much rather work for Coinbase than I would like Rocket Mortgage or something like that. So, kind of surprised to see them, leave kind of a cutting edge company leading the crypto space, and also, with the whole COVID situation going crazy, a lot of unemployment, a lot of things going like that, which has even affected the tech space. It's kind of crazy that people would leave a secure job, leave a good job at this time. But again, it was 60 people out of 60 people out of 1,200. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Did Brian Armstrong make the right choice in deciding to be apolitical and not really kind of alienate any employees or any customers? Or do you think he and Coinbase as a company should take a political stance on issues? And I don't know, any other thoughts you guys have, drop them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.